In the city of Cyprus around 300 BC, a wealthy trader named Zeno lived. During a voyage from Phoenicia to Piraeus, his ship sank, taking all his cargo with it. This single event, completely beyond Zeno's or anyone's control, abruptly turned this rich man into a poor one. Imagine being Zeno. How would you react if your entire life's work vanished due to the force of nature? What should the reaction be? Anger, sadness, feeling cheated by life? These would be normal responses for most people, but not for Zeno, the father of Stoicism. One minor shift can last forever, and reframing your mindset in a small way can lead to significant and impactful changes over time. The essence of Stoicism lies in acceptance and indifference. After studying the works of Socrates and other great philosophers, Zeno developed and taught Stoicism. According to Zeno, while we can't control much of what happens to us, we can control how it affects us, and we must use this control effectively. Instead of lamenting over spilled milk or, in his case, drowned goods, Zeno focused on maintaining his composure, staying calm and neutral despite his situation. Today, people often view Stoics as unbreakable individuals who don't succumb to emotional extremes like rage or anxiety. However, the original concept of Stoicism was much more comprehensive. Rather than merely describing unemotional people, Stoicism offered a way to understand and live in the world. It was a lifestyle, one that has endured for centuries. Stoic philosophy is still applicable today, offering the same benefits as it did thousands of years ago. It helps us process negative emotions from adverse experiences, transforming them into thoughts that provide a unique perspective on the world. Perspective is everything, and everyone has different experiences and thus different perspectives. The Stoics discussed and taught philosophy in public places, making their principles widely known. They believed Stoic principles could benefit everyone, so it didn't make sense to keep this knowledge confined within the walls of a school or palace courtyards. Consequently, everyone from slaves to emperors could learn and become Stoics, and many did. Notable Stoics include Epictetus, who was once a slave, Seneca, a renowned statesman, and Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and one of the most powerful men in history. The early Stoics practiced what they preached, fighting against inequality and avoiding all forms of segregation. They even coined the term cosmopolitan, meaning a citizen of the world. Today, we associate this word with diverse cities like New York, Toronto, Dubai, and London, reflecting the unity and togetherness that the Stoics advocated. Even when it was unpopular, women were allowed to learn about Stoicism and become Stoics. So why do many people adopt Stoicism as a way of life? In a world full of unexpected events, our emotions can hinder us. In reality, we don't get sad because bad things happen. We get sad because unexpected bad things happen. Rain, for example, is beneficial. It waters our plants, provides for livestock, and cools the temperature. But getting caught in the rain without an umbrella is never pleasant. So why don't we cry when it rains? Because we expect it. It's unavoidable. We can't control the weather. Although it's inconvenient, the rain passes and the sun returns. Stoicism teaches us to expect that bad things will happen. By picturing the worst outcome and being content with its possibility, we prepare ourselves mentally. One Stoic exercise, voluntary discomfort, aims to increase gratitude. Sleep on your kitchen floor. Take cold showers. Eat only potatoes for a few days. Activities like these help you realize that no matter how hard things get, you'll survive and potentially thrive with the right mindset. By enduring uncomfortable situations, we prepare our minds for future misfortunes. In today's world, bombarded with advertisements suggesting that happiness requires the latest gadgets, a certain appearance, or a high income, this message is more relevant than ever. We enter the world knowing little, learning from home, school, and personal observations. Often, these sources teach us differently. The question is, do we need to internalize all this knowledge? If we do, we might set unrealistic expectations, leading to disappointment and dissatisfaction. That's no way to live. Instead, We should focus on improving ourselves. For ourselves. Actions should be taken for their intrinsic value, not for external validation, which often leads to disappointment. Many people try to fill their emptiness with external things, a fancy car, a big house, or starting a family, often valuing these for their external worth, not their intrinsic value. Stoicism teaches that placing happiness in external forces, which can fail, is risky. Cars break down, natural disasters strike, divorce rates climb. Even free things in life have costs, space, both physical and mental. Seneca wrote that living with less creates space for what truly matters. Instead, we should base our happiness on our intrinsic value as humans, not on material possessions. We must strive to keep a cool head regardless of what life throws at us. We don't control most events in our lives, but we control our reactions. This is the dichotomy of control, the key principle in Stoic philosophy. By distinguishing what we can control from what we can't, we determine our value from the controllable aspects. Striving towards goals is commendable, but breaking down when things don't go our way is, in a Stoic's view, pointless. Making YouTube videos is easier than being a Roman emperor, but it has its challenges. Forming an idea, researching, scripting, creating, editing, titling, and making a thumbnail, all these steps are under your control. However, once you hit upload, the YouTube algorithm takes over. Many people judge their channel's success by views and subscribers, metrics often beyond their control. Stoics teach that success should be measured by the effort put in, not by the outcome. Trust the process. Consider someone working hard for 6 months, feeling deserving of a promotion, and presenting a performance report to the boss. If the boss, for any number of reasons, doesn't grant the promotion, the employee might feel like a failure. But if he valued the quality of his work and continued striving for the promotion, he could be happier. His goal remains, but its achievement is just postponed. This reframing of mindset is crucial. A true Stoic doesn't measure success by financial gain, but by the ability to live comfortably without material excess. The 4 main virtues of Stoicism are wisdom, courage, temperance, and justice. Stoicism teaches us to differentiate between what is internal and external, choosing our reactions to events. Viktor Frankl said, "Between stimulus and response, there is a space, and that space is our power to choose our response." Courage involves persistence and resistance. Temperance is about moderation, doing more with less, saying more with fewer words. While Bezos and Musk vie for the top of the Forbes list, Stoics believe that wealth is having what is essential and enough. Justice, the most important virtue, instructs us not to harm others because we are born to help each other. Nelson Mandela, one of the most famous African leaders, practiced Stoicism. After spending 27 years in prison fighting apartheid, he was elected president of South Africa. Many expected him to seek revenge, but he urged forgiveness and rebuilding, focusing on the future, not the past. This is the Stoic way. Modern medicine incorporates Stoicism in therapies like rational emotive behavioral therapy, REBT, and logotherapy. REBT helps identify and challenge negative thought patterns, replacing them with healthier beliefs. Logotherapy, based on the Stoic principle of purpose, teaches that even in dark times, finding purpose brings meaning and happiness. This is a process requiring rewiring of our thoughts, replacing old habits with new ones. Stoicism helps us navigate life's storms, leading to calmer and more peaceful waters. And if our ship sinks, we can find peace in having lived a good life, even if it was shorter than expected. Remember, everything has an end,